One of the biggest reasons that businesses succeed in today's day and age is the fact that they are able to harness creativity and innovation. So here are some tips for you to boost creativity in business. Now, first and foremost, for me, whenever I get a brief, whenever I get an idea or anything that a customer wants me to work on, the first thing that I do is go out for a walk. Now, this walk can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it could even just be to the local shop to get a drink. The idea is that it's your energy in motion and it starts to get the gears turning in your brain to a point where you're not sat forcing yourself to come up with something. One of my most creative ideas for a campaign that I was working on actually came out this way. I was really desperate to get a drink from a shop and I'd just been on a 1 hour meeting. Now, this meeting was useful, but if anyone's been in a meeting for an hour, which I know is probably all of you, you know that it's actually probably the most inefficient thing for a creative. So I got up, went for a walk, and then this idea just came to me, and then I got goosebumps because I knew that it was the right idea, and then that idea got picked for the campaign. One way to boost even more creativity is by spending time in nature. When we spend time in nature, it is so good for the nervous system and it allows our body to relax to a point where we're able to come up with creative ideas. Another great way to boost creativity is by sharing that idea with some of your closest friends, your partner, your parents, whoever you trust and whoever you feel like you can creatively bounce the idea back and forth with. I felt like when I've had a really great idea, I've been able to share it with my partner, and because she is also a creative, it helps. And if you don't have the same, then that's absolutely fine. I'm sure that you can find some friends that won't push your ideas away, but instead help you build up the idea. The great thing about this is if the idea is very underdeveloped, if it's very big picture without thinking about any of the small details, by actively speaking the idea out loud, you will actually figure out where you want to change that idea to make it a fully fledged creative process. Another great way to boost creativity is by reading, because you never know what you will learn. And I implore you to actually read books that are outside of your industry, because if you follow everything that's in your industry and there's not much innovation that's happening, what will you do differently that your competitors aren't doing? But because you're reading that material or engaging with that content, it's very likely that you'll probably produce something similar, and this is an area where not much innovation happens. For example, I've just finished reading this book, which is The Art of Starting, and I love the holographic type on there. This book is actually written by a floristry company, and by reading something that's nothing to do with my sector, it's helped immensely in coming up with creative ideas that have nothing to do with my industry. So if you take anything from this video, it's that don't always look at what your competitors are doing, also look at what everyone's doing, because you never know where your next creative idea may come from. Another great way to boost creativity is by actively going to the gym. Ever since I started going to the gym 8 months ago, I've noticed that my creativity has doubled in that time, and I'm not a scientist, so don't take this as gospel, but by going to the gym, it releases endorphins, which for me helps me become creative. This may not work for you, but I'm pretty sure it works for most people I know. Even if you just go in for 30 minutes and do some cardio, I guarantee you, not only will you come away feeling a lot better, but this 30-minute period, you can think about whatever you want. And for me, I usually think about creative concepts. I know, I'm sad. And last but not least, because I don't want to bore you, journaling. I started journaling during lockdown, and what started as a method of getting my thoughts out of my head and onto paper has actually quickly turned into a must-have for my creative process. Now, I journal all the time, especially surrounding introspection. Whenever I get an idea, whenever I'm in a meeting regarding something that has to be creative, a concept needs to be created, I will always start by writing. Later, you can digitize this. If you just start writing a few words, the ideas will come to your brain because it's that act. You're not forced to think quickly. You're not forced to create anything. It's just literally you and the journal. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope you can take something away from this video. I'm curious to know, what are some things that you do that enhance your creativity? This has been Dimmy. Take care. All the best. Bye.